if you're watching this, you probably saw one of my posts on several different blogs or reviews about Diamonds International, and you're wondering what you can do to fight against Diamonds International and get a refund for the items that you purchased. I just want to tell you kind of my story and share with you how I was successfully able to get a refund from Diamonds International. And let me first tell you this, it was not a very short process. I had to stay on them, and it took me about a month to get the refund, but once it hit my bank account, it was definitely worth it. So just a little bit about my situation. I went on a cruise with the Carnival cruise ships, and on these cruises, you go to these special shopper events and stuff, and they have a member of the staff kind of talk to you about all the different places that they recommend shopping while you're in port. And Diamonds International is one of those that they push really, really, really hard. So you get kind of a sense of security that it's a great place to shop and you're going to get the best deal. And they even have a little guarantee, supposedly, that they'll protect you if you got a bad deal or any of these situations, which actually isn't that great of protection once you actually look into it. But we'll get into that a little bit more later. So after going to one of these little events, I got to the port in the Bahamas, and I went to Diamonds International. And I went in, I'm a college student, so I have a very low budget. I told them I wanted to spend about $1,500 on just a loose diamond. So I'm going in there and I'm looking at all these diamonds, and I was looking at the prices, and they're way out of my ballpark. But I kind of talked with the lady, and I told her the price I was comfortable with, and she kind of grabbed a few different diamonds and just had me look at them and examine them and see what I liked. And I found this one diamond that I kind of liked, and it was 0.34 carat E color, supposedly, VVS2 clarity, and a round brilliant. And I looked at the price tag, and it was around $3,000. And I was like, there is no way that I can afford this. And I talked to her, and I was like, look, I don't know if I can do this. I may have to talk to my dad, see if he can help me out and help me pay for some of this if I'm going to do this. And we were about to walk out and go to lunch, and she's like, wait, hold on, let me get my manager, see if there's anything we can do for you. And she called her manager over, and he was seemingly very nice, and he's like, look, you guys are on the Carnival Cruise Line, right? We'll give you our employee pricing, and we ended up whittling it down to about $1,600. And I'm like, I'm still not comfortable with that. And he said, what form of payment are you going to use? And I told him my Visa credit card, and he's like, okay, good. So if you're going to use that Visa, let me make a call to my owner and see if he's okay with giving you any better pricing. And I'm like, okay. He said, if I get it down to $1,500, will you let me swipe your card? I was like, yeah, that's fine. That's what I'm comfortable with. So he goes off, and about 10 minutes later, he comes with his calculator, and he said, $1,533. Is that enough? I was like, okay, fine. So he swipes it. And so he's going to swipe it. He brings me back a celebratory beer, me and my dad. And at that point, I didn't really have the best feeling that I got the best deal on it. But, I was guaranteed by Carnival that it was a great deal and all this. So I went with it, and we went back to the cruise ship after purchasing this, and I got some very sketchy looking paperwork. It wasn't the best. I'm actually going to post a picture. I'll go ahead and show you that now. This is kind of what it was. It just goes through like what I said, 0.34 carat E VVS2 round brilliant 1533. So that was basically the appraisal they gave me. And let me kind of remind you that while you're at port, you have to spend a lot in roaming charges if you want to use your cell phone to do any type of research. So I went back on my cruise, and I enjoyed the rest of my day, and I was kind of happy that I got this diamond out of the way. It's a big step. But I get back into the States, and I'm able to use my cell phone again. And I do a little research at some local jewelers, and I found the same type of diamond that I got, but this one was about $700. So obviously you can see the same feeling that you guys got. I was very frustrated, and I knew I had overpaid. So I go to try to make a claim with Diamonds International, and I get a call right away. I just kind of told them my reasoning, and I'll post kind of my end claim form from them. But my reasoning at first was, I paid way too much for this. I want to return it and get a diamond elsewhere. And basically they said on the back of the receipt, their refund policy does not cover buyer's remorse. And, after looking at the receipt, it does indeed say that. But there's another clause on that receipt that will actually help you fight them. And, I'll go ahead and tell you just that part of the receipt right now. It says DI will only consider appraisals done within 30 days of your purchase by an independent accredited gemologist appraiser who does not buy or sell gems or jewelry and whose sole business is appraisals. It goes on to say, if you provide our customer service center with a diamond grading report that it accepts which has a variance of more than one color grade or variance of more than one clarity grade from the lowest grade that was specified on your receipt and on the reverse side hereof, or the diamond certificate given to you by us at the time of your purchase, then we will offer a money back guaranteed after receipt of item in its original condition along with the original certificates. Now that was a lot, but basically it's saying if you have a diamond that is at least two different variances from what they say it is, after you get it appraised by a certified gemologist, then that's grounds for a refund. And that's kind of the approach that you need to take. So just kind of take you step by step of what I did. First, I went to a jeweler, and you need to do that first. I want you to get it examined by them and see if they think that the color and clarity and everything is what Diamonds International told you was. And in my case, they thought the clarity and color may be just a little bit off. And so what they recommended me do was go to the certified gemologist and have it graded. And after it gets graded, what they do is they'll examine it, and they'll determine the color, cut, clarity, all that about the diamond. They'll do a map out of the diamond, all of that, and they'll send you a detailed report, and it'll tell you exactly what that diamond should be graded. And in my case, it came back that the color was actually a G color, which is 2 color differences than the original E color that they specified. And with that, on the appraisal, it tells you kind of what it's worth, and they told me it was about $650 is what it was worth, and I paid $1,533. So it was a huge difference. So at this point, armed with my diamond report, I called back to the representative that I had been speaking to at Diamonds International, and I called her and I said, look, this diamond is 2 color differences from what you guys said it was, so that's grounds for a refund. I explained to her that I went to a certified gemologist and that she wanted to just come back with, it can't be a jeweler, it can't be a jeweler. I said, no, on the back of your receipt, it says that it had to be a certified gemologist that does not buy or sell jewelry, which they do not. And at that point, she told me to send the paperwork over. So I did. I hung up with her. I sent over the paperwork within 30 minutes. I got an email, thank you for the paperwork, Mr. Wells. We will get back to you. And at that point, I was like, okay, good. This work's it's gonna all go through or whatever. So I wait a couple days, and I don't hear anything. So I emailed her and I said, hey, look, is there any progress on my report? And she said, I have a meeting with my manager, and I'll get back to you tomorrow about what we discuss. So I wait. I don't hear anything from her. I wait a few more days, and I'm just kind of over it at this point. I tell her, I need to have an answer by tomorrow. If I don't have an answer by tomorrow, I will bring my attorney into it, and we will take legal action, or I will open a credit card dispute with you guys. And sure enough, the next morning I had kind of a deal from them, and it said, send the item back, and we will refund you of your purchase full amount, and also pay for my appraisal that I got from the gemologist. Or I could keep the piece, and they would give me $150 credit, store credit, and $150 back to my credit card. Of course, I took the money. And so what I had to do is I sent back the piece registered mail, and that's kind of the fourth thing you need to do. You need to send it registered mail, and it kind of protects your package while it's en route. Every single person that touches that package has to sign for it, so you know that it's being taken care of, and you know that it's getting to where it needs to go. So once it actually got to Diamonds International in New York, it took them about a week and a half, and during this week and a half, I didn't hear anything from them. So I was constantly calling them and emailing them and saying, "Look, I need progress. When's this going to happen?" And finally, a week and a half later, I did get my refund. So kind of the moral of the story: you need to really just be persistent and not give up, and not think that just because they're not going to give you a refund initially that it's game over and that you can't do anything about it. Because I'm a big example of just keeping with it and doing everything I need to do to convince them that I deserved a refund. And you spend a little bit of money along the way in shipping and paying for the diamond report, but if you're going to save thousands of dollars at the end of the day, then I think that's a pretty good day. If you guys have any more questions, I actually made an email address just to help you guys out. It's beatdinternational@gmail.com, and I'll put that down in the description. If you guys need anything else, just shoot me an email, and I'll do my best to help you guys out. Also, if you guys are in the Tulsa area, I know a gemologist that helped me out throughout the process, and she's great. If you guys need her information, just let me know. Also, a jeweler, a very good reputable jeweler in Tulsa that they have great prices, and they help me out a lot through the process, and they're very, very high integrity people. So if you guys need any help, just let me know. Thank you.